Shalom. First and foremost, want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles of great millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazar from Trinidad camp. Just want to do the edification for the elect's sake. Alright, so I want to get straight into the lesson now. The reason I'm going to do this lesson is because, people be saying that, the earth, is 6,000 years old. Some may say that it's millions of years old, but guess what? According to the scriptures, the words of the Most High, the earth is actually about 12,000 years old. Alright? The earth is about 12,000 years old, so we're going to get into it. This is 2 Ezra chapter 14 verse 10. It says, "For the world has lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of the 10 parts, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10 part." So guess what? When the angel was telling Ezra this, alright, it would have been around 9,500 years. Alright, that is why he said, and the 10 parts of it are gone, and half of the 10. Half of the 10 is 500. Alright, because 12,000 years the earth is, but from up to Ezra's, it would have been 9,500. The 10th part would have been completed when Yahushai came on the scene, which would have been roughly 500 years after. Alright? When Yahushai came on the scene, then would have been completed the 10,000 years, or the 10th part. But up until Ezra's would have been what? Would have been 9,500 years. Alright? This is 2 Ezra's. 2 Ezra's chapter 7. Verse 28, it says, "For my son Yahushai shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. After these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all men that have life." Alright? So guess what? When the angel was telling Ezra of these things, as I said, would have been in the 9,500 year. And it says, within 400 years, my son Yahushai shall be revealed, which would have completed the 10 years. That would have completed the 10 years when Yahushai came on the scene. The 10,000 years. Alright, because as I said, up to Ezra, the scripture said in 2 Ezra 14, 10 parts are gone, and half of the 10, which would have been 9,500. But now we have here in 2 Ezra chapter 7, it says what? It says, "My son Yahushai shall be revealed within 400 years," which would have completed the 10 parts. Alright? So, when Yahushai came on the scene, that would have been the completion of 10 parts. So, I want to just look at something here on Google. This is in Wikipedia. It says chronological order of Ezra and Nehemiah. It says the order of the two figures, Ezra and Nehemiah, is perhaps the most debated issue regarding the book. Ezra 7 verse 8 says that Ezra arrived in Jerusalem in the 7th year of King Artaxerxes, while Nehemiah chapter 2 1 to 9 has Nehemiah arriving in Artaxerxes' 20th year. If this was Artaxerxes the first 465 to 442 BC, then Ezra arrived in 458, which would have been BC, and Nehemiah in 445 BC. So it shows you that Ezra was roughly, alright, about 450 years before the Lord. Roughly 450. Lord came around 4 BC. Alright, so you can round it off to 500 years. So from Nehemiah to the Lord would have been roughly 450, 500 years. That is why the angel told him 9.5 parts and the 10 part. Because when Yahushai came, Yahushai would have completed the 10 part. Alright, Yahushai would have completed the 10 part. But up until Ezra's would have been 9.5 parts. Alright. And I just want to go through this biblical timeline here. Alright. Alright. It says now if you I'm gonna zoom in not too much. Alright. when they show you from it's your creation week, where we know the creation was done in 6,000 years. All right, so they have here, all right, they start at 4,000 years and they're counting down all the way to when the Romans, which would have been on the time of Yahushua, because here you have under Judah you have John the Baptist, Yahushua, Peter, Paul, John, and John Mark. All right, so up to from Adam to Yahushua they have 4,000 years, and from Yahushua to now they have 2,000 years, which rounding off to 6,000. So that is why some scholars would say that the earth is 6,000 years old. But guess what? It's more than that, because we have to remember, pursuing to the scriptures, all right? Let's go to that real quick. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8. It says, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day." So guess what? When the scripture said the first day, the second, the third day, all the way down to the seventh day, that was a 7,000 year period. All right? In our time, it's 7,000 years, but to the Lord is actually 7 days. But to us, in our time, is 7,000 years. All right, so you can't just count from Adam and come up, because things were being created before Adam came on earth. All right, and because you lack this understanding, speaking to the people that don't know, because they lack this understanding, they would say the earth 6,000 years old. And as I said, these people who believe in evolution, they will say the earth millions of years old, but the earth is actually in fact 12,000 years old. We are the end of the times. All right, and I'm gonna get into it shortly. All right, so going back into 2nd Ezra, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 47. It says, "Upon the 5th day thou said unto the 7th part, where the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes. So it came to pass." This is on the 5th day. "For the dumb waters and without life brought forth living things, and at the commandment of Yahweh, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. Then thou didst ordain 2 living creatures, the one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan. And thou didst separate the one from another, for the 7th part, namely, when the waters were gathered, might not hold them both. Unto Enoch thou gavest 1 part, which was dried up the 3rd day, and that he should dwell in the same part, wherein are 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the 7th part, namely the moist, and hast kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt, and when." And there's a part here, this is, "Upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that it should bring forth beasts and cattle and creeping things. After these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all." All right, that the people also whom thou hast chosen. So in the 6th day, Adam came on the earth. Adam came on the scene on the 6th day. All right, because the scripture, going back to Corinthians, it says that the first Adam was Yahushua, and if Yahushua was doing the creation, and guess what, when the cows and all the creeping beasts were created on the 6th day, Yahushua would have been been part of that creation. And after, because the cows, the cattle, the sheep, they were the last of the creation coming down. All right, and then it's as verse 54 here said, then Adam came on the scene. So after Yahushua made the last of the creation, he came down and dwelling on the earth. All right, as Adam. So when Adam came on the scene, would have been in the 6th day, would have been in the 6,000 years. All right, going to the end of the 6,000 into the 7,000, so that it would have had roughly 5,000 to 6,000 years before Adam. All right. So now if you counting from Adam to now as 6,000, what about the 6,000 years from the creation to Adam? Because from the creation unto the 6th day would have been 5,000 years completed. And then in the 6th day, when Yahushua created the cattle, it's just a speculation, he would have come, close to the end of the 6th day. Alright, because he created the cattle first. So he would have come on the scene, let me say, anywhere between that 6th day, that's 6,000 years. So from the creation unto Adam would have been roughly 6,000 years. And from Adam to now is 6,000 years. Alright? Which runs off to what? To 12,000. 12 parts. This is Genesis. Genesis chapter 1, verse 20. Boom, 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 boom. I said verse 23. It says, and the evening and the morning were the 5th day. So the 5th day completed here. And Yahweh said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Yahweh made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Yahweh saw that it was good. And Yahweh said, let us make man in our image and our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So in the 6,000 years, the cattle came on the scene, and then they mentioned making man in his own image. So that would have been when Adam came on the scene in the 6,000 year. Alright? I just want to bring, because they said in 6,000 year that man came on the scene, that Adam came on the scene, right? This is Job chapter 40. Job chapter 40 verse 15. It says, behold, behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. And behemoth would have, as Esau said, is a large grass-eating animal, which you probably see like a buffalo or a rhinoceros, just speculating as large grass-eating animals. But he said what? Behold, behemoth, which I made with thee. Because in the 6th day, it said that man got the order during the same 1,000-year period when the cattle and all these large grass-eating animals came on the scene, which would have been in the 6,000 year. So now these scholars put the creation as a week, but it's not a week, as 2 Peter 3:8 said, is thousands of years in our time. So from the creation unto Adam would have been 6,000 years, and from Adam until now is another 6,000 years. Alright? And that is how it is. It's a 6,000 year period from creation to Adam, and from Adam until now is another 6,000 year. Alright? This is Hosea chapter 6 verse 1. It says, come and let us return unto the Lord. For he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten and he will bind us up. After 2 days he will revive us. And in the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Alright? So in the 3rd day, say we're going to live in his sight. So if Yahushua came in the 10th part, it says after 2 days he will revive us. Now guess what? When we were revived in the 2nd day. Because from 1 BC unto 1 AD slack, from 1 AD to 1000 AD would have been 1 day. From 1000 AD to 2000 AD would have been what? 2 days. And it says what? It says after 2 days he will revive us. And we were revived within the 2nd day, 1970, when Abba Bivens came on the scene. Alright? And now we in the 3rd day. We in the 3rd part, waiting for the resurrection of the elect. Alright, the elect to be taken up in the chariots, because the scripture said when the day star comes, the day dawneth. So we in the early part of the 3,000 years, and the day about to dawn, because we are the end of this man kingdom. Alright, just like the Mayan calendar show you an end of an age, Esau runs with the zodiac and saying that the 12 zodiac are different ages, different eras, 12 eras. Alright, it's the same thing on the right hand side of the Most High. The earth divided into 12 parts, 12,000 years, 12 eras. Alright, 12,000 years. Alright, but Esau does it on the left hand side. So now we at the end of that age, of that 12,000 years, because this is the end of Esau's kingdom. Alright, and I'm going to close off with that scripture here real quick. This is 2nd Ezra. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first of Esau's heel. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So now we in Esau's kingdom. We in Esau's kingdom. The scripture said in Malachi chapter 4 verse 10, it says, and we shall go even to Babylon, and there shall thou be delivered. Now in ancient Babylon we weren't delivered, but in modern day Babylon, which is America, the Lord gonna deliver us, which is Esau's kingdom. So this is the end of Esau's kingdom, which is the end of the 12,000 years. And then Jacob gonna rule after forever. So that 12,000 year period it's about ready to be completed. So the earth currently is roughly 12,000 years old, not millions of years old, and not 6,000 years old. The reason why people sin is 6,000 years old, because they don't understand that the creation was done within a 7,000 year period. 6,000 years created, and in the 7,000 year the Lord rested. Alright, so with that, I hope it was edifying. Alright, want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazar saying Shalom.